Hello, I am Anika Tanimoto, and welcome back to another episode of our mini talk show brought to you by Dentistry. Today is September 27, 2023, and we are filming in the Queen City of the South, Cebu.
Hi, I am Hailey, Jorgio, and yes, in this show we discuss how even the simplest things in our lives actually mean so much and have so much impact.
Let's welcome today's special guests, the experts, Elnath, Cinco, and Shane Lim.
Good day, everyone. I am Elnath Cinco, and I have been a senior high school teacher for 4 years now in Cebu Doctors University.
Hello everyone, my name is Shane Selim, and I am a communications expert as a public speaker and educator. I have given multiple presentations and volunteered as a speaker to educate the people about the importance of communication in our daily lives.
Okay, so from our last episode of our podcast, one of our listeners actually suggested a great topic for us to talk about with our guests today, which is communication in education, how it was during the pandemic, and of course, the evolving educational platforms, which is a very timely and significant subject. Thank you for suggesting such a topic, Tooth Fairy 28.
Exactly. We have invited these two experts for today's episode because we believe they are the best educators and informers in the area of this crucial topic.
Yes, definitely. In particular, with my profession, I have dealt with this problem so many times with my students, and I can truly say that it's been a rough 3 years during the pandemic when it came to communicating with my students.
I agree, though my job primarily involves communicating with students, the pandemic has created a unique challenge to be a communication expert in the face of the sudden changes to the communication styles of the people due to the COVID 19 pandemic.
That's actually quite interesting to know since when we hear the word communications expert, we genuinely believe that any communication is not a problem for them.
I thought the same too. We now know that the impact of a pandemic like the COVID 19 is tremendous and could profoundly affect the way we deal with the everyday things in our lives.
Mm. So, to begin our formally hosted podcast, we would like to pose a few questions concerning this topic.
Okay, for the first question, for you, Miss Elnath, what has been the hardest part about moving your classes online?
While reading an article about the effects of the pandemic to education, according to South Sydney kindergarten teacher, the hardest part has been the time pressure and trying to get 4 and 5-year-olds who are still learning about sounds and letters to type their names and passwords onto devices at home. I deeply resonate with this statement so much because the most difficult part for me, switching to online learning, was how I managed my time so I could fit in my schedule and trying to get my high school students to concentrate to the discussion I've made because they tend to be easily distracted by the environment they are in during online classes.
Oh, okay. You have given us no idea how difficult it must have been for you. For the next question, what do you miss about teaching in person?
It was a huge joy teaching face to face, and I definitely missed the opportunity to see my students' faces every day, discussing lessons with them right in front of them.
Well, that is indeed a very sad thing to think of, considering the changes in all areas of our activities, especially those that we used to enjoy doing, like teaching for you, Miss Elna. So for now, Miss Shane, how has the pandemic affected our communication process?
For my answer to that question, I have read this article wherein it talks about the same topic. According to Tim Levine, PhD chair and distinguished professor, he said that we have a less interaction overall with people outside of the people we live and with, and we spend more time on Zoom, Skype, and other mediated platforms. And I could relate to this because as a communications expert, I teach many courses in the various communication styles. And due to the sudden pandemic that affected all of us, I never anticipated this to take a sudden turn in communication because I was never prepared for the diverse communicating styles we are all using at the moment.
Wow, that is indeed true. We had never imagined other communication styles, such as the constant use of gadgets, to be this important to us now that we have experienced the pandemic.
Yes, one piece of advice I can give the listeners for the future problems we will be fascinating that might affect our way of communication is to continue to find motivation no matter how draining it gets. And keep practicing your communication skills, and it will be a great use in the future communications with others.
Okay, thank you, Miss Shane, for that advice. And thank you very much also for Miss Elnath and both of you guys for your time and effort in sharing your experiences. Moreover, sudden changes in communication styles can occur anywhere and anytime. With this in mind, communication skills must be practiced to be prepared for future situations such as the COVID-19 pandemic in order to avoid difficulties and misunderstandings when communicating with one another.
We also thank Dentify for inviting us as your guest. We are extremely grateful for this opportunity, being able to inspire and inform you guys.
Well, that concludes today's podcast. We hope you guys learned something new today. Again, this mini talk show was brought to you by Dentify. Have a great day, everyone.